Okay, so this is a week where we are seeing a bit of action from the not dark Brandon, but more of the beige, the taupe Brandon, the sandstone Brandon, much more on par with what Biden usually does. Because at any moment, the White House is announcing that they will be canceling some student debt. So this is
Maybe.
breaking. The decision is going to come down as soon as Wednesday. He's expected to extend repayment pause for several months, not clear. Remember, it was supposed to, the payments are supposed to be back on at the end of this month.
Mm-hmm.
He's expected to forgive loans up to $10,000 for people who
Wow.
make $125,000 a year or less.
Of
So, right,
course.
there is
Yeah.
some qualifications here.
Ain't no test like a means test, party. They can't not do it.
So there it is. And just to reminder, 45 million Americans have about $1.9 trillion in debt.
Mm-hmm.
The average person has 29,000 of debt, $29,000 in debt. 92% of that debt is held by the federal government. So these are federal loans.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's where, when you're wondering, like, why are we so obsessed? Who's this going to hurt? It doesn't hurt anybody. It just directly helps people.
Yeah, but I did it the right way, and no one can have anything that I worked. People are so fucking selfish. It's insane. What
Don't
does
you
it
feel
hurt
like
you?
he's gonna bake something into there? Be like, if you did pay off your debt, you will get, I don't know, a rebate on an electric car that's been made in the United States on all parts, which it's already in the other climate bill. But so like, it's gonna be something, some kind of like, you'll get a free Spotify for life account. An Amazon Prime,
five free scratchers in the mail.
Yeah,
just do that. Who cares?
Something. So this is obviously not what a lot of people wanted, which was like $50K everything. Why not everything? I've been seeing folks say, and this is a really good question, which is, look, people are going to be mad at this no matter what. Like, the right is going to hate this. They're going to think it's a handout. So why not go big? Like, what are you losing by just going bigger?
They haven't gone big in our lives. This is what they do. I mean, they were mad that Trump gave out $2,000 and put his name on it, no questions asked. And I'm like, that's the smartest move you can do. Just here, no questions asked. It's like the fucking gas rebate out here in California.
Oh, right.
Because our gas was like $8 a gallon for like 2 months. And they were like, don't worry, we have a surplus. Everyone's going to get a gas refund, and then nothing for 2 months. And then they're like, okay, it's coming in October, and it's $150 if you make between blah, 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 blah. It's $125. And I'm like, they can't help themselves from technocratic finger fucking everything. And it's like middle management. It's like in the entertainment industry. It's like producers have to make a suggestion, even if the idea is fine, to feel their job exists for a reason.
Yes.
And I think that's what this is.
That is
just
exactly
the bureaucracy being bureaucracy.
Like, yes, everyone's got to put their hand in it. Everyone's got to put their little,
Right. And we're spending all this money to find a way we can save like a nickel by hurting people. I don't know why they don't just freeze or get rid of forgive all the interest.
Yes.
That would make a lot of sense to me. And
yes. Knowing that people
fairer.
are locked into incredibly terrible sort of interest rate schemes. These are not.
You'll never pay it off.
No. Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. Like readjusting that, or like giving like a flat low interest rate. When we had Richard Wolff on to talk about this, he echoed something that actually Larry Summers, former Treasury Secretary under Clinton and Obama, kind of like, the neoliberal bellwether, the sort of dude who like holds the line on why we can't give working people too much because they'll get uppity. Like, he's saying the same thing that I was asking Richard Wolff, which was basically like, will this affect inflation? because, you know, the Biden administration is so fucking worried about too much money circulating once again, because the boot has been minimally lifted from our necks because of things, you know, like the small stimulus checks. And people are refusing to work for peanuts, and there is more money in the economy. Exactly. And you can't have that. And instead of asking industry to like, hey man, why don't we like control inflation a different way by doing some kind of price controlling or whatnot? It's like, no. We need to hurt the working people first and foremost. And that's probably why you don't want more than $10,000, you know, per person, because that's too much money circulating. That's too much freedom for people.
But no caps on oil profits during none at all.
No, they pull that number out of thin air.
Yeah, Joe Biden has to go out there and beg for them to please be nice and lower their prices.
And I just want to also remind everybody that borrowers between 25 and 34 carry $500 billion in federal student loan debt. Majority of those people have between 10 and 40,000. So again, this is, that is, we're not even going for 20 or 30K. I mean, who knows? Maybe the announcement will be different between now and tomorrow. This is happening in the past for those of you listening in the future. Probably not though. But then borrowers between 35 and 49 owe even more, $620 billion in student debt. And this, in this group, is the highest number of borrowers who owe more than $100,000 in loans. And then finally, let's not forget, there are people who are 62 and older. And of those people, the total of those folks are 2.4 million borrowers, and they owe $98 billion in student loans in their retirement, man.
Well, our COVID lack of response will take care of most of them.
Effectively.
It's fucked up. But yeah, that makes sense that the age, the middle age demo that you read, that makes total sense, because that was the generation
that was the heyday.
Oh, and that was the generation that, like, growing up, it was hammered into our brains. No matter what, you go to college. If you have to take, you have to go to college.
Yes.
And you have to pay for it. Don't worry about it. You'll get a great job, and it'll be paid off in 4 years after you graduate.
Right. And now this is the generation with, once you download this app, you're making like 6 figures in a year. No, but it's true. It is true that, like, yes, the value of a degree has gone down significantly. I mean, arguably, let's be real, the value of a college degree not keeping pace with the amount of inflation, not inflating the way that the inflation is on everyone's debt and that interest rate, if only. What's going on, Frantifa? If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel right now. Hit that button. And also, you can become a patron and support the show every single week. Get access to bonus episodes and exclusive merchandise. Patreon.com/Bitchuation Room. Do it.